So the Fever do take down the Connecticut Sun, but the big news is that it looks like Caitlin Clark is injured.
So NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has addressed that report that some NBA owners are frustrated with the financials of the WNBA and the lack of return, especially as the league grows. And here's the thing, that initial report probably needs some context. I don't think it's surprising that the WNBA...
Adam Silver just changed into the Hulk, complete with a press badge and outfit. Due to Caitlin Clark's groin injury, the WNBA's big night is suddenly beginning to resemble a high school talent performance. Silver isn't angry. What's worse is that he's disappointed. Did he simply threaten to transfer the game to a YMCA or call off halftime? Stay tuned, as this meltdown may prove to be more fascinating than the actual game.
Well, shit. We have some really disappointing WNBA injury update. Caitlin Clark is officially ruled out for all events of the All-Star Weekend. She did say, don't worry, she's still going to be at Gamebridge. She's still going to be around. She's still going to be making her appearances, signing for the fans, everything she can do to make this a great event. But unfortunately, that groin is still bothering her, and it's the right groin now. We saw her get injured the other night. It was the left groin previously. She did release a really nice statement about it, so I'll go ahead and show you. I'm so excited for Indy to host WNBA All-Star Weekend. I want to thank Indianapolis Host Committee and all the people that have put endless work over the past year to put this event together.
For 2 whole decades, Caitlin Clark played basketball, making defenders reevaluate their career choices with her squeaky sneakers and buzzer beaters. She had to endure full-court pushes in high school, double teams in middle school, and collegiate strategies that would have made NASA cringe. And she managed everything expertly. The refs are legally blind interns on a sugar crash, and she's now being slammed like it's a roller derby in the professional league.
So there is some really scary, sad, I don't know, it might be earth-shattering to some news. It looks like Caitlin Clark did get injured again in her right groin this time. The previous groin injury was her left groin, and it is not looking good because groins are an injury that do take quite a while to actually fully heal. According to Jesse Moore, MD, he is a regenerative medicine doctor. He does specialize in sports, and this is what he said about Caitlin Clark's injury. Clark appears to have re-aggravated her right abductor groin strain.
In fewer than 2 seasons, there were 4 injuries. 4 real injuries, not 4 bruises. And it's no accident. That is a list of hits. When Caitlin entered the WNBA, she wasn't greeted with a handshake. She was met with body checks, elbows, and defensive moves taken directly from the WWE playbook. It seems that when you're the only person putting butts in seats and the biggest attraction since sliced bread, you're also the largest target. Imagine being treated like a piñata by those who couldn't beat you with a cheat code after 20 years of training.
We've now seen, and we'll take a look, her brother called out the refs last night. We have watched Caitlin Clark get the ever-loving crap kicked out of her for, let me look it down here, looks like about 15 months now, 16 months. And they are about to find out, because I can only imagine how many people now won't tune in to the three-point contest, that won't tune in to the All-Star game.
The comedy then takes a terrible turn. The league's brain trust is either too preoccupied with writing feel-good montages about growth and unity, or too distracted to see that their biggest star is hobbling off the court once more. In a single rookie contract, how does someone go from being practically unbeatable to getting injured all the time? Here's a hint. It's not arbitrary. This montage isn't a strange accident. The player who is solely responsible for the league's decline is having an open season.
The WNBA players reveal under their warm-ups t-shirts a statement to the WNBA. Pay us what you owe us. Statement is being made. You got Caitlin Clark rocking the shirt, so obviously she is in full support. She's going full throttle with the players in these CBA negotiations, trying to get more money, more benefits, etc. This is interesting, guys.
Nevertheless, someone always finds a way to bring up Angel Reese's name whenever she is clobbered, as if it were required. Is there an unseen teleprompter whispering, a memo, or a quota? In order to keep Caitlyn's assault from being noticed, bring up Reese now. It's puzzling. Caitlyn might slip over a water bottle and sprain her ankle, and it would eventually return to a highlight reel of Reese. It seems as though Reese Turret is the backdrop for WNBA criticism. Clark sustains injuries. Discuss Ree. Clark receives a score of 30. Cut to the bench with Ree. Is it a strange romantic rivalry with a made-up plot and actual injuries? Or is it basketball? Adam Silver, meanwhile, appears to have just realized that he purchased a ticket to a demolition derby rather than a basketball game as he sits courtside. He is experiencing the 5 phases of grieving in addition to being dissatisfied, because the man knows in his heart. He is aware that a player like Caitlyn was not intended for the WNBA. It wasn't prepared. The league is accustomed to 60-point games, clumsy offense, and referees who call fouls with the zeal of someone looking at expiration dates. Now, let's welcome Clark. Clark is slick, quick, and a crowd pleaser. All of a sudden, the league's shortcomings are being scrutinized, and carnage under that microscope.
The effect it has had on the ticket price, the price of the ticket has dropped over 50%. Basically today in Indiana, if you'd like to go to the All-Star game, it's only cost you $64. Caitlyn Clark can stop a supply chain all by herself. The projection of revenue, the 26% of the revenue that's generated by Caitlyn Clark in the state of Indiana. Now, all of the goods and services.
This has nothing to do with basketball. With a soundtrack of whistles that come 3 seconds too late, if they come at all, it's a slow-motion self-destruct. Given how indifferent they appear to be, the referees might as well be placing bets on the games. There, opponents are playing bumper cars. Shoulder smashes, hip checks, and forearms flying like it's an open gym at Riker. In addition to being defended, Caitlyn is being robbed, as if the WNBA is afraid to acknowledge that they have a significant issue. Breaking news. You're not developing the league when your best player is being pursued on national TV and you act like it's in the spirit of competition. It's burning from the inside out. Caitlyn Clark's fragility prevented her from suffering 4 injuries. Because she attracts jealousy, violence, and antiquated refereeing, she has been hurt 4 times, and nobody is taking any action regarding.
You know, I don't want to make too big an issue about one particular player, one particular call, but I think the burgeoning rivalries in professional basketball, you see rivalries obviously among clubs, but also among individual players too.
Furthermore, let's not act as though this is a singular occurrence. This is methodical. Bad luck doesn't cause you to sustain this many injuries in such a short period of time. When you're being fouled more forcefully than anyone else in the league, you pile them up, and the decision makers continue to ignore the whistle as if it were dessert. Caitlyn is being sabotaged by the game, not failed. Furthermore, no amount of glitzy advertising will change it. Here's the worst part, though. Every time the topic shifts to the reality that Caitlyn is being singled out and the league is allowing it to happen, someone raises their hand and responds, but Angel Reese. As like that were a rebuttal. As if discussing Clark being hacked couldn't happen without first revising Reese's stat line. What comes next? Attributing Reese's eyelashes to Clark's groin injury? The fixation is incredibly irrational. Even if Caitlyn were out for a month, the story would still try to make it about rivalries, growth, or how other players are equally significant. This is a reminder of reality. To watch a bench full of equally significant people, no one is purchasing tickets. They are attending because Caitlyn Clark, a once-in-a-generation talent, is being treated as though she borrowed rather than took credit for her success.
Caitlyn Clark has received a lot of heat from the players. So this actually says a lot about her, the fact that she's still willing to stand with these players and try to help get what they want. The players do want more money, and I would like to see everybody get paid. I'm never going to be someone to hate on somebody, getting their bread. So I'm not against the players getting paid more. They're taking a stand. This is going to be interesting, man. I was on the fence about how involved Caitlyn would be. I know as far as I felt like she kind of should have been hands off, but, Just because of all of the negativity that, bro, you got to understand, from the refs to Kathy to the players who have they've called all of her fans racist.
The injury isn't the main plot point. The culture is the cause. Petty egos, careless birds, and silent whistles are strangely accepted in this league more than admitting that one person is the main force behind everything else. When that engine is hobbling back into the locker room, the machine appears to be seriously damaged. So feel free to continue acting as though this is typical. Continue referring to it as grit and toughness. Continue taking strange digressions into rivalries and learning curves. The supporters aren't blind, even though the league is too preoccupied with pretending everything is all right. They observe what is happening. They distinguish between tough defense and cheesy shots masquerading as effort. They observe who is improving the game and who is making every effort to prevent it. And the league will ultimately be held accountable, not only to Caitlin Clark, but to everyone who purchased a ticket, watched, or had the audacity to think that women's basketball might have finally turned the tide. That corner turned out to be a trap. And Caitlin Clark is currently bearing the consequences while the league acts as though it's all a part of the game. Indeed, Christy N. Butt, the lady who is allegedly in charge of this league, is maybe the worst communicator on the planet. She would be dribbling the ball off her foot and shouting, "We're growing the game into a paper cup connected to nothing," if leadership were a basketball game.
I'm incredibly sad and disappointed I can't participate in the three-point contest or the All-Star game. I have to rest my body. I will still be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for all the action. I'm looking forward to helping Sandy coach our team to a win, and you know she will. Can't wait to see you all out there. So obviously this is disappointing. However, she's absolutely correct. She has to rest her body. This one game, this one event, even though it is a big event, is so small over the course of her career. And what this injury, like if she re-injures it or further strains it, or heaven forbid it's like a tear or something, she just has to rest. Her first goal is to win a WNBA championship, and she can't do that if she re-injures it or further injures it here.
Unfazed, as if this were merely a part of some major initiation rite, Onbot is elsewhere holding a growth and grit seminar while the league's biggest star is needed in the groin once more. Don't worry, it's not. This isn't a moment of welcome to the league. There is a lawsuit pending along with potential career harm. Caitlin Clark's groin issue was not made worse by improper stretching or overuse. She tied her shoes without adjusting them. Even hockey players would consider her direct and intentional need to be a low blow. And you know what? Once more, the referees did nothing at all. Since it seems that the one WNBA custom that isn't changed is targeting Caitlin Clark, she might as well save time by wearing a kick me sign and a target at this point. Let's be quite explicit. It is not neutrality for the league to remain silent on this. It's carelessness.